Hi, yeah, Erika Phoenix. I work for Catchment Rivers Trust as a Catchment Partnership Officer. But my main role is around hosting something called the Dearne Rother Network. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of tell you about the work that we do and yeah, use a bit of an example really. But before I kind of go into that in too much detail, just wanted to tell you about yeah, catchment partnerships really and what they are. So I'm not sure how many people have heard of them, but a catchment partnership is effectively a group of organisations that work together to protect and improve our rivers and the surrounding environments. So they really are around kind of connecting people and collaboration. And it's actually really important they've got a good diversity of partners, and it really kind of helps provide a supportive network. We follow something called the CABA approach, or the catchment-based approach, but that just helps to kind of embed that collaborative working at a river catchment scale. So we're not talking about just the Don, for example, as a river. We're talking about all the tributaries and the wider catchment. So this really helps to kind of deliver a range of environmental, social, and economic benefits. And it's kind of about protecting our precious water environments for the benefits of all, really. Just kind of delving a little bit deeper into stakeholders in a catchment partnership. Stakeholders, like it really, I suppose a catchment really helps kind of connect that diverse range of partners. So it's a mechanism for helping to kind of share expertise and collaborate. And it really is a supportive kind of integrated approach to working across, a big area. And there are multiple stakeholders when it comes to catchment partnerships. So you've got, everything from kind of organisations like Catchment Rivers Trust, an environmental charity, through to regulators and businesses and volunteers, interested people on the ground, through to much larger organisations and government bodies. So it's really is a diverse range, and really the kind of beauty of it all is everyone's working together, and we kind of tend to complement one another, and yeah, we're trying to build something that's of value really, that kind of delivers multiple benefits to our rivers. So yeah, it's a nice way of going about things. Just want to kind of mention one of those, I suppose, stakeholders, as you could put it, is around kind of volunteers. But yeah, a large kind of part of catchment partnerships these days is around citizen science. So just giving a few examples there. It's actually the last day of the Big River Watch. So something you can do year round, but the Central Rivers Trust try and encourage people to do a short survey on their local river. So that picture on the left hand side there is from the Big River Watch app. There's
sorry, Erika, you need to you need to move because the slide thing isn't working properly, just move your cursor to the slide with the pictures on. We're just seeing the front slide.
Yeah, sorry, it's unfortunately not showing me that screen, but it's showing me a presentation screen, so I can't do that, Simon.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, the photograph I'm mentioning is the one with the Big River Watch app. Can you see that one on the left hand side?
We just see
we can
see the little thumbnails at the side. We don't see the actual.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, now we do. That's it.
Apologies.
Oh, don't worry.
A bit frustrating. So yeah, the little thumbnail there, if you can see it, is the Big River Watch app. So it's an app you can go out and use. The next slide or photo there, sorry, is we have like a bit of a salmon watch in our catchment. So I'm going to talk about salmon in Sheffield in a minute. But yeah, we kind of encourage people to kind of report sightings. And then this next photo here is doing a riverfly survey. So people go out and do kind of kick samples and look at the invertebrates in rivers, and that can really kind of help tell the story of the water quality in a river. So certain invertebrates really do indicate good water quality, and the lack of them also kind of tell a story. And then there's another photo just showing people in the river doing a bit of a survey. I'm just going to zoom my screen a little bit, so hopefully that might help. Yeah. Just want to suppose make the point that rivers serve multiple purposes. So you know, they really are a natural river system at the day. Now, that's rivers are kind of a natural thing, but yeah, unfortunately, we've kind of modified them. They've got multiple uses and kind of come almost like push and pull kind of factors, whereby they've been modified for industry. You know, they've become in the past like a dumping ground for waste. Now, we use rivers in a positive way around kind of leisure, but then even sometimes, you know, different people have different views on to yeah, those leisure activities, and some leisure activities might clash with others. So they really are yeah, used for multiple purposes, but essentially, you know, they are a natural system. So I think it's always quite important to remember that you know, it could be a farmer wanting to extract water from it, but obviously not be flooded in winter. There's multiple things going on at any one time, really. Just a bit of an example about some of the work that Catchment River Trust do, but I suppose the wider partners within the Catchment Partnership, the Dearne Rother network, is around fish passage work. So I just call this bringing salmon back to Sheffield, but obviously it's wider than just Sheffield, but I just thought Sheffield's quite an interesting example to kind of discuss around. So yeah, a bit of kind of background to Sheffield. Obviously, it's been founded on 5 rivers. Yeah, and the power of these rivers was really harnessed during the Industrial Revolution. So really helped to create Sheffield's kind of yeah, world famous steel industry, really. But unfortunately, yeah, all too often the river was used as a bit of a dumping ground for trade wastes. You know, deadly kind of cocktail of chemicals and sewage pumped to the river as industry and population grew. And until relatively recently, the River Don was, yeah, not in a great state. And I suppose, you know, as part of that kind of industrial revolution, we've been left with these impassable barriers to fish migration. So it's a good example, you know, weirs, they really are the relics of our industrial past, really. Some of the work that Catchment Rivers Trust does, along with partners, is around how to improve fish passage and looking to actually put fish passes on weirs or other obstacles. Just a nice picture there of one of our trustees back in '96, when it's one of the first of the many salmon that were starting to come back to the Don as the water quality improved. Bit frustrating because you can't see it in the presentation mode, so apologies for that, but essentially I do have 2 kind of maps here that I wanted to show you. One was what it was like originally, as in there were lots of red dots on the map showing major barriers, and this is the more up-to-date recent picture. Yeah, a lot of these barriers, which are mainly weirs, have had fish passage projects on them. So sometimes that's something as simple as putting an easement on an old weir, which is like let me describe an easement without kind of maybe showing the photo, but it's almost like a kind of, yeah, I suppose it was like a bund up a weir, but it just helps to kind of yeah, have a flow path of water for fish to travel up. And then sometimes weirs are either moved completely or partially. So just giving another example here, this is a fish passage project that Catchment River Trust have completed recently, whereby a weir was partially removed. I think that's quite important as well, just to yeah, reflect the heritage side, because obviously, I mean, kind of going back, that still has a heritage, you know, feature to it, and from a kind of archaeological and historic perspective, that weir was put in place for a purpose. And it's yeah, in this particular case, it was nice to be able to provide the fish passage project, but also respect that history as well. So yeah, fish passage projects can be quite, yeah, kind of say complicated, but it kind of goes back to that point around the many different kind of aspects and things that rivers are seen to be. So it was an interesting project. But yeah, a couple of photos here just to show, I suppose the success story. Fortunately, a couple of those are dead salmon, but I mean, salmon do, I think it's around 95% of salmon die when they come back to spawn. But there's, there's starting to kind of be kind of more evidence to show that salmon are coming back into the catchment. Not a picture of a salmon, but a really lovely big trout. We did a survey recently, and that was one of the trout that was caught as part of that survey. So you can see that's 42 centimeters. So yeah, it was a really beautiful trout, and that was just near to a completed fish passage project. So that's trout can now move up and down the river